Alright, off we go. 6 a.m. or 10 past 6, leaving a little bit late today. Off to the gym. Another day start. So, today I thought I'd talk about AI. Now, I use AI tools in business all day, every day. And as a small team with Navexa and a solo team with my other business, AI has really saved the day in the last kind of year, or no, 2 years, a year and a half, whenever it came out. And I talk to a lot of people about AI because it's so good. But it still amazes me how many people are unaware what is actually coming for them. Not necessarily coming for them, but like coming for jobs they either do or jobs they work alongside with. And in my personal workflow, like with software development, ChatGPT has just absolutely changed the game with doing dev. And there's several tools, like there's one I use called Copilot, which plugs into the tool you write code with, and it helps you kind of it comes up with suggestions of things you might want to do, and while that's cool, I don't find that one particularly useful. It's definitely helpful, but not it doesn't give you that game-changing feel. But ChatGPT, on the other hand, is amazing. So with code, I now just copy-paste in a bunch of code that I'm working on, and then just ask it to kind of do the rest, and it will come up with the code. And then all I have to do is kind of look it over and go, yeah, that was pretty much what I was trying to do. And then copy-paste it back in. And it has made me a lazier dev, but in a good way, because now there's stuff that I don't have to think about. Even this basic code where it's like, oh, this will take me about 10 minutes to do, and I can easily do it. But now I can get ChatGPT to write it out in maybe 30 seconds and get on with my day. So all these little time savings, all these little cuts through the day, over a year add up to a huge amount of extra work done that I didn't have to do. And so on the code front, it's huge, but then on all other aspects of business as well, it's huge. So things like using it as a person to bounce ideas off, I think, is a big one that people underestimate. So you can easily tell it to be like, look, my business does this. I usually be like, look, my business is called Navexa. It's a SaaS product in the portfolio tracking and tax reporting space. It helps investors do X, Y, Z, blah, blah, blah. And I can be like, I'm thinking of running a marketing campaign around this type of angle. What do you think? And it'll come back with suggestions, and I'll be like, oh, that's interesting, but what about this? And the cool thing is because my co-founder is in Europe, so all throughout the day here in Australia, he's offline and asleep. ChatGPT becomes a really good substitute of getting the ideas out of my head and having a quick back and forth convo, even though he's not available. So then by the time I talk to him, I've already expanded on my idea to a point so we can kind of jump in at a point further along rather than rehashing out all the basic stuff. But with the new updates in GPT that were announced a couple of days ago, where it can, in real time, you can interact with it. So if you have not seen the demos, look them up because they're absolutely insane. Where you'll have an app on your phone. This is rolling out at the moment. I don't have access to it just yet. but you have an app on your phone and it can basically live stream your camera. So in the demos, they like a guy is there with his little dog, and he's talking to the AI, and he's like, "Oh, I want to introduce you to someone," and he points the camera at the dog, and the AI is talking like a human. It's like, "Oh, look at this cutie. Oh, what's his name?" And like asks all the usual things that a human would do in that same situation. And these kind of things, updates from a business context, are gonna be massive. Like in customer support and all sorts of things. So, just pulled up at the gym. We'll continue in a moment. Alright. Finish the gym. So, AI. I think if the mainstream of people could see the stuff I was seeing, they'd be mind blown. So once this new update of GPT comes out, with like the new app update with the video and audio streaming stuff, they have if you've used ChatGPT before, you know you'll type in a question and hit enter, and it might take like a second or two for the answer to come back. So in the new model, they've got the response time down to like 200 milliseconds, which is roughly what they say is the rough response time of a human in conversation. So if I'm like, "How was your day?" "Yeah, it was good." Like that little interaction on average is a 200 millisecond gap. So it's going to give rise to AI bots being able to have full conversations in real time. And I think we're going to see this quite a bit in customer service. So you'll ring up like whoever to sort your account out or whatever, and you'll be speaking with someone, but that person is going to be an AI bot. And they'll respond in real time, and providing it's trained well on the right data, you won't even know. And I think the implications for like people who live alone or people who are lonely, the way you can now interact with this chatbot with voice is so lifelike, because most people will be thinking of like Google Assistant or the Amazon Alexa or Siri, for example, and they think of, you know how you use it, you've got to give a real specific command. So you're like, "Hey Google, fuck mate." Excuse my language, but someone nearly hit me. Gee whiz, people these days. So yeah, people are used to giving real specific commands like, "Hey Google, play this song on Spotify on my kitchen speaker." And if you dare deviate from that, Google's like, "Oh, I don't know what you're talking about." Whereas with AI like GPT, it is more human-like, where you could say like, "Oh, play the song for me," and it'll know what you're talking about. Or you'll be like, "Can you put the song in the kitchen?" And it'll know what you mean, because a human would hear that and go, "Oh, he means he wants to play the song in the kitchen speakers." So it'll completely remove the burden of remembering specific commands, and you'll be able to speak to it. And I imagine people get home and they'll be like, "Man, I had a rough day," and the AI will be like, "Oh, what happened?" And you'll be like, "Oh, this person at work like called me into a meeting," and the AI will be like, "Oh man, that's rough. I hate it when that happens," kind of thing. And you'll be able to just have a proper conversation with it. And I mean, there's a lot of implications from that, like ethical implications, but I'm not here to naysay on it. I think it's coming whether we like it or not. So it's to figure out how to use it, and as a business owner, figure out how to make products and features that people want to pay for. using it. And I've got a few up my sleeve for the products I'm working on. And we're definitely going to see some AI stuff and arrive in the Vexor in the next 12 months. And it's going to be awesome. And I think people who are not getting on AI yet are going to lose, because the power that it has and the things it can do, I think it's the power to replace a lot of software as we know it today, where you like interact with a web page and you like click these things and you do this thing. I think a lot of it is going to become voice commands, and you're not even going to have to see what it's doing. You're just going to be like, oh, can you like send my data off to this insurance provider? I want to create an account with them and get coverage for my physio appointments. And it'll go away and do it. It'll have all your data, so it knows how to fill in the forms and do all that stuff. So I think it's going to be a very big paradigm shift. But getting it home now. Hope you enjoyed my rant on AI. Let me know if you do in the comments. And on that note, get after it.